Awesome. Okay, next one is from Mamu. How can INTJs develop the extroverted feeling function? Okay, this is a great question because the INTJs don't have extroverted feeling function. In fact, the INTJs feeling function is their 10-year-old inner child, and it's inward in its orientation. So what Mamu is asking here is how to develop the shadow 10-year-old. So the 10-year-old introverted feelings shadow function, which is the extroverted feeling. The easiest way to start developing that part of you is imagine yourself in other people's shoes and imagine what those people are feeling in those different situations. So let's just say you're watching a TV. This is you can do this at home, just grab a TV show or a movie or something. And when you see the person showing emotion, pause whatever you're watching and say, okay, I'm going to put myself into that person's shoes. These are the feelings that they're exhibiting I'm translating that these are the feelings that they're exhibiting. How would I feel in their shoes? So if I was in that situation, how would I feel? And that's just one, because, that's fine. We don't want you to project your subjective experience onto another person, because that's exactly the opposite of learning what extroverted feeling is. Instead, so identify how you would feel in that situation. Now, look at how things are different from you. So how the other person is reacting, and how you would react is different to that. And then do your best to understand where the other person is coming from. So once you've acknowledged how you would deal with that, now put it to one side, then look at how they're behaving or how they're reacting to the situation. Look at how it's different to how you'd be reacting to the situation, and start imagining that what the other person actually might be feeling. And then once you've written something down, writing is always very powerful because it engages both sides of your brain. Once you've written something down, press continue and see how they actually turn out, how the situation turns out. So did you have a sense of what they were going through? Did you have a sense that, this could be what they're going through. This could be how they're feeling. And just practice it. It's gonna feel really uncomfortable for you at first. It will, because it's not your natural state. So be willing to fail forward at least 30 times. So 10 times to go from incompetent to competent, 10 times to go from competent to confident, and another 10 times to go from, at least another 10 times to go from confident to fluent, so that you will actually allow yourself not to be successful in it for 30 times before you make a decision whether the exercise works or it doesn't. So start guessing, start anticipating, start putting yourself into the shoes of other people with their subjective experience, not your own. What would their subjective experience be like? And that's how I would start developing as an INTJ, because you have inward-facing intuition as your adult self. So you can hold different perspectives. But that's how I'd start with that, is start looking at the different perspectives and then trying to elicit or imagine or anticipate what the other person's feelings might be in those situations. So you can practice it at home, and then you can practice it with people by saying, you can even say, if you have friends who are willing to do this with you, you could just say, hey, I want to train my outward facing feeling. And a part of that is to really acknowledge and recognize how other people are feeling. And would you be willing to do this exercise with me, where, you pick a feeling and you speak to me in that feeling way, and I will try to anticipate how you're feeling, or what's underneath of everything, so that I can start creating this deeper level of empathy for your experience as well. Would you be willing to do that? And if they are, then that's fantastic. And so you'll get real-time feedback in whether your imaginations or whether your anticipations were actually correct. Because with movies and TV shows, you won't necessarily get that that real world feedback on it. Okay, so I hope that answers that question. That is fantastic. What a great question. Thank you, Mamu, for asking that.